It goes without saying that there's dozens upon dozens of unanswered questions throughout the Baby Einstein series. With 28 videos and then some, plus all the other products put out by the company over the past 3 decades, it's no surprise there are some things that have slipped through the cracks. As the Baby Einstein community has continued to grow and develop, many people have taken the time to try and uncover the meaning behind some of these oddities, but for every question we get answered, there are even more left unknown. In this series of videos, we aim to go over everything there is to know about the Baby Einstein series that you may not have known about before. These can include strange, unexplainable errors or differences, lost or unreleased content, and any other anomalies that either aren't very noticeable or weren't supposed to be noticed in the first place. Of course, the goal of this series is to solve as many of these mysteries as we can, and to generally figure out the meaning of all this. Some of these questions are easier said than done to get answered, but it's our hope that giving the general public information on these will help get us the answers we've been looking for, especially considering that almost all the things in these videos have virtually never been covered on YouTube. We'll be uploading the series by video year, with this first video just covering the one released in 1997, being Language Nursery, and the next video covering Baby Mozart Baby Bach in 1998. There are plenty of things we want to cover that aren't related to a specific video, and a video on those will be released in the future once we get through the main 28. So with all that said, let's get started.
Being the first video ever released, it's not all that surprising that there's some things we don't know regarding the production and release of Language Nursery, and this starts with the release date. Most BE videos have a known and proven date on which they were released, but Language Nursery's is somewhat up in the air. The claimed release date is January 31st, 1997. However, that date has no source to back it up, and it will be next to impossible to find one, as the tape was initially sold by mail order before sponsorships were made, such as Gymboree and the Right Start, the former of which distributed their own version of the tape with their company's branding on it. It's not confirmed for sure if the Gymboree VHS or the regular 1997 VHS came first. For a long time, it was assumed that the Gymboree tape came first, as people assumed they picked up the video before Julie was able to release it on her own, but it's now widely accepted that the regular tape came first, as it can be seen in the video tutorial on the Gymboree VHS at the start of the video. Gymboree also would have had to learn about the video after it came out, as there's no way that they would make a distribution deal for a video that had not even been released yet, and there is evidence that Julie went to the Right Start first to sell the video before she partnered with Gymboree, with the Right Start likely selling the video on wide scale for the first time.
The original 1997 version of the video has plenty of differences from the later versions, many of which are somewhat well known, such as the different opening titles and credits, and the different Hebrew narrator. Somewhat less remembered is that during the Sakura scene, with images of fruits and vegetables, an image of a pepper as well as an image of carrots and parsley were shown. In all other versions of the video, these images were changed to a banana and an apple, most likely because these are more familiar to a baby. The 1997 version of the video would later be released in other countries such as Japan and Hong Kong, each of which had its own oddities. The original Japanese release not only replaces Hebrew with Chinese, but has something very weird at the very end of the video. Shortly after the credits finish, an unknown page scroll with no audio or other visuals is shown. This was likely unintentionally left in during editing and not removed before the final release. The unexpected page scroll during a black screen where you expect nothing to happen was incredibly jarring when we found it last year, and is easily one of the creepiest things on this list, at least for me. Nothing quite like it ever happens again, as simple of an error as it might be.
A Hong Kong VHS, despite how weird it is that it exists and was only found earlier this year, plays exactly the same as the Japanese VHS, with one exception. There's a master slate left in at the beginning of the tape with a date of May 12, 1997. This slate was probably just attached to the master sent over to the international distributors, such as Comtech and Komodo Limited, the companies behind the Japanese and Hong Kong releases respectively, for references to when the video was produced and recorded. However, the screen was obviously left in unintentionally by Komodo Limited, making it one of the only remaining pieces of production information tied to the original release. This is also the only Baby Einstein master slate that has ever surfaced to this day.
As for what exactly the May 12th date means, it's very much up to speculation. The 1997 date seems a bit too early for that to be when the master was sent over for international distribution, as the company had only been around a few months, and the earliest race of BE internationally was around 1999. Then again, it also seems a bit too late for that to be the actual release date, as plenty of articles state dates much earlier. My opinion is that it's likely the second or third master made for the video, maybe a couple months after it was released, and with a bit of fine-tuning compared to whatever the first ever master of the video looked like earlier that year. This is all just a guess though, and getting a clear answer as to what exactly this master slate means will likely also tell us the date on which the original video came out. It's also unknown how any of the other Hong Kong Baby Einstein tapes play and if they also have accidental master slates left in, as only Baby Einstein has been owned by any enthusiasts, and the only one with even an image found is Baby Shakespeare, which oddly showed up in Sweden. Then again, I suppose Sweden isn't any stranger than Arizona for one of these to surface.
A few years later, in 1999, a very weird different foreign version of Language Nursery was released, this time being in South Korea, produced by a company known as BM Korea. Unlike the past few foreign versions of Language Nursery, this one was not officially licensed by Julia Egner Clark and made very weird changes to the video itself that would certainly not be approved by Clark or anyone working at Baby Einstein. The languages Chinese and Korean were added, a new opening sequence was added, various new clips of random things were filmed, and many Baby Bach clips were randomly added in, including the entire Brandenburg Concerto No. 4 music video at the end of the video. Some of these new additions range from weird to downright disturbing. The video also came with a CD companion, which featured audio from the video as well as tracks from the Baby Bach CD. Shortly after the release of this tape, Julia Egner Clark was informed of the release's existence and sued BM Korea, causing the release to be pulled off of shelves. This would lead to BM Korea producing their own ripoff of the video known as Baby Genius, which is still unfound to this day. This tape would likely still be unknown to Baby Einstein enthusiasts if it wasn't for the fact that the tape was ripped and uploaded to the Korean website Naver in 2019 by user Tom and found by me in December of that year. We have a video covering this more in detail, so go watch our new Baby Mozart deep dive for some more info on BE in Korea.
Due to the fact that Baby Einstein would shortly become the name of the brand itself, rather than just the name of one video, the video's name would be changed in late 2001, sometime shortly before the Disney buyout, to Baby Einstein Language Nursery to avoid confusion, and then later in 2003 to just Language Nursery. However, this wasn't always going to be the case. In the Baby Neptune 2003 VHS inlay, Language Nursery is referred to as Baby Webster Language Nursery, taking the name of the Baby Webster flashcards, which at this point had been renamed to the Baby Einstein Language Discovery cards. However, this was reverted before the 2003 VHS tapes were printed shortly after, and the name was never used. Speaking of prototypes, there is a prototype cover for Language Nursery in the 2002 video tutorial on the sampler VHS. It looks remarkably different from any other version, and shows an unusually zoomed-in angle of the caterpillar. There's also a VHS version seen on the guide for the sampler tape. The sampler tape and guide have a ton of these prototypes shown in them, so expect many more to be mentioned in future videos.
The last thing we have to cover presumably happened by accident. In 2016, Kids2, the current owners of the Baby Einstein brand, began uploading the videos in parts onto their YouTube channel. While they were uploading Language Nursery, they uploaded part 1, and oddly enough, all the vocals and the audio of the video were completely removed. This was around a 7-minute video, and gave us clear audio of the background tracks for some of the songs. My personal favorite has to be Baki Baki Kuken with no vocals, with it just being ominous clapping for 30 seconds. Obviously, this was an accident, and they removed it shortly after uploading. Luckily, it was archived, but no other parts are uploaded like it for any video, making this the only official music and effects content we have for BE. This also of course means that Kids2 still had access to all of the raw masters for the Baby Einstein videos, and that versions like that 7-minute part probably exist, or at least still existed for all of the BE videos, likely for international dubbing purposes. It's unknown if Kids2 still has these masters, as on streaming and in new content such as the new classics or Closer Look, Kids2 uses rips from the bootleg Baby Einstein 26 DVD box set instead. We can't say for sure if this was due to them losing access to the masters, or simply due to it being very slightly easier to just use the DVD set instead.
We hope you enjoyed learning more about Language Nursery and everything you may not have known about it, and hopefully we're able to find out more about these things. The next part will cover the two 1998 composer-based videos, Baby Mozart and Baby Bach, so stay tuned for that coming soon. Thanks for watching.